Let us start this lecture with a new topic where we want to understand the role of the search in any problem solving in artificial intelligence. This is what is the unit 2 where searching and the relation with the search with that of the state space arrangement or the representation of the problem is to be studied. So moving on with the topic, we have so many types of problem solving methodologies wherein they are based with some knowledge based or some with the search based. So searching is the very you can say the very basic type of problem solving. Any problem can be solved by search method, and there are some formulated methods which are knowledge based where we exploit the knowledge using the memory, using the experiences, and we store them as the memory and used over and over again whenever it is needed. Now there are some rule based also where we exploit the knowledge, okay, using the rules. So here memory is not a concern. What is happening is the rules are laid down and accordingly we try to solve the problem. In the search based problem solving technique, there are again two types. There is uninformed search, blind search. We have no knowledge. We are simply moving. There is no information of that particular situation and we are moving and then trying to solve it. Again, there are two types, the breadth and depth. So we will see them as we move into the topic later in the video lectures. And the second search in this search based is heuristic method, where some sort of knowledge if we apply to the uninformed search methodology, it becomes a heuristic search. Moving on to this, we have to understand some games, some puzzles where you might be aware of them, and some we want to understand. So some examples which help us to understand exactly how the problem is given, what is the task in the sense, and how we arrange them in the state space method, and how we do the standardized formulated method of solving the problem. So let us go for the examples one by one. Rubik cube, everybody knows. Here the Rubik cube is like you have one color combinations to be made. Suppose it is having so many colors, 6 faces, so you have 6 colors which you want to make out. So given though that goal, given any state, you can go and solve it. So in between intermediate states also will be of like the intermediate states will be making the search accordingly and we'll reach the goal. Now about the 8 puzzle, we'll go for this example. In this 8 puzzle, we have many numbers, but we'll take only the 8 puzzle which is here mentioned. We have a initial goal and a final state that we want to reach. This is the initial state where it has been given. Actually, it is a simpler one, and we are trying to go into this goal state. Okay, in this goal state you want to reach. So anybody who is knowing this 8 puzzle with a blank space, always there is one blank for the movement, so that you can slide one by the other and you can reach to this. So there are n number of ways you can get into this. So there are so many states we can say. The number of ways means the number of states, so that finally you get into this goal state. So in the backhand you are trying to have some information at your mind that yes, whether I have reached the goal. So we keep on judging it by default. So that is what the regular method is. But if you want to go with some rules to make up the rules, we have it can move up or down or right or left, and the space is accordingly moved and you get the goal achieved. and one step at a time. We can't move many steps. So that is what the thing is. Here the puzzle has been initialized here with this state. This is the goal state, and we can see that one factor has been assigned here, called as a heuristic search, that is the H we call. This is the initial state, and this is the goal state that has been described. It can be anything, and if I want to reach to this, I have to make some moves. Now presently, if I want to see how much is the mismatch, I can see that I have matches for the first row. I will be not considering this blank in the goal, okay, that is not to be considered. So here there is 1, there is 2 mismatch, and there is the third mismatch. So H value that we call as a heuristic search, nothing but a 3 value. That means now presently the mismatch is 3 at the level 0. This is start. In the next level I will be exploring now. I will try to move this blank up, down, or the right side. Is it not? There is no other left side. So 3 methods are there for the exploring. So in this we are having the 1 coming down, here the 4 coming to the left, here the 7 going up. Now out of this, if I try to match again with this goal state, the H value becomes 4, here the H value comes 2, here the H value comes 4. So out of these 4 values, you see that the one which is having H as 2 can be taken as for the further exploration. So with this now, again I have 3 states. Here the H is 1, 3 and 3. This 1 is taken for the further exploration. And then after this exploration, the next stage, when I check this state gives me a 0 heuristic value. That means the goal has been reached. This is how the 8 puzzle has been solved. Now there is an example of a man who is a farmer, who is having a lion and a goat and a cabbage. The task is, he wants to cross the river and take the goat with him, the lion with him, and the cabbage. But there are some conditions. The conditions are, there is a boat which can accommodate only 2 units, this is by mistake 3, which can accommodate only 2 units including him. So what is happening if the lion and goat are to be alone on the bank? The lion is going to eat the goat. And if the goat and cabbage are left together, the goat will eat the cabbage. Now how will the farmer, when these are the forbidden conditions, farmer bring the goat, lion, cabbage across the river? Let us see how exactly. So this is one drawing which has been collected. We want to cross the river, a hypothetical puzzle, and we follow a hypothetical condition. Okay. This is actually a movie, or we can say the games you might have observed, where the wolf, sheep and cabbage, they are moved from one bank to the other of the river. Now one possible solution what has happened is, a man is there, the lion and the goat and the cabbage. The order is maintained here for our better understanding. On the left hand side to the right hand side, the farmer has to move. Now on the right hand side nobody is there. In the initial state, the man will take the goat with him and he will cross the river and reach the right bank of the river. Now he will come back and then he will collect the cabbage and he will reach here on the right side, and you will see the lion on the left hand side alone. Now the goat cannot be kept with the cabbage, so he will take the goat back. Now he is there on the left side. There is the man and the lion and the goat. Now he can't give the lion and the goat together, so he will have to take the lion now, and then lion is kept on this side. Now he again comes back, collects the goat and now in this next phase there will be man, there will be goat, and there will be lion in the carriage. So this is the way one of the solutions can be done, and all these can be the states, in between states for this goal. Now another example is that of the water jug problem. So let us have how to arrange a water jug problem or a jar problem. The two jars have been given, like one jar or the jug is of 4 liter capacity or 4 gallons, and the second jug is of 3 liters, or you can say 3 gallons. And neither of the jug has any measurements. They don't have any measurement markings. There is a pump, unlimited water to fill the jars. Now the task is to fill the 4 liter jug or the jar with 2 liters, and you can keep any water in the 3 liter jar. So this, if you want to formulate in the ordered tuplet, X stands for the 4 liter jar, Y stands for the 3 liters jar, then you can say 4 gallon capacity or liter, you can say. So my X value, which is the amount of water in the 4 liter, will be from anything between nothing to 4. Amount of water Y in 3 liter will be anything between 0 to 3 liter or 3 gallons. So the initial condition is 0, 0. I want to reach this final state. Okay, this P can be any amount of water. Now there are some rules here. 4 liters in the 4 liter jar, Y as applicable. Now this can be anything. Fill the 4 gallon means this is rule number 1. Fill the 3 gallon jug means it's rule number 2. Pour some water out of 4 gallon. It means remove some water, means X minus X1. X1 is amount of water removed from the 4 liter jar with no change in Y. Similarly, keep X as it is with some water poured out of the this is Y1 actually. It should be Y1, some value in the Y. That's Y1. Okay. Now rule number 5. Empty the gallon 4. That is, empty the first jar of 4 liter capacity. Empty the 3 gallon jar. Now this rule is important. Take some water from the 3 liter and pour it into 4. Now whatever is the amount of water here, it has to be removed and poured into this. See, whatever is maximum will be 4. So this will be the amount which can be taken, and maximum water capacity will be 4. So not more than 4. So this is why it will be going to fill this. Now similarly, take some water from the 4 liter and pour it into 3. Maximum filling will be 3. So likewise we can have so many rules. Okay. Now if we take in the chart one of the solutions, it is, suppose I have no water in the first start. I will be having no water in the 4 liter, but 3 in the 3 liter jar. I will put this 3 liter into this 4 liter jar. It is empty with 1 liter still. This is 0. Now again I will fill this. I will fill this 4 liter jar, emptying this 3 liter. It will become 4, and 1 liter only will be passed into this, so this remaining is 2. I will empty this 4 liter jar so that 2 can come into this 4 liter, and this becomes a 0. So just see now, if I apply this 0 to 3, it comes as rule 2. You can see rule 2, emptying 3 gallons is rule 2. Okay. Then if I am trying to have water in 4 gallon as 3, I have emptied this. So rule number 9, you can say, like empty the 3 gallon by pouring all its water. So emptying. So likewise it is rule number 9. Then rule number 7, it is whatever is the water amount it can fill to the capacity, that I am trying to pour from this jar of 3 liter to 4 liters. So it is rule number 7, you can see. Rule number 7, fill the 4 gallon by pouring some water from 3 gallons. So whatever is possible I can make it, maximum is 4 liter. Whatever is the maximum. Now what is done is empty this, 5 or 12 we can have, and now this has been done. So this is pictorially shown here. You can see there is no water. Then I have taken 3 liter full in the 3 liter jar. Then I have emptied this in the 4 liter, emptying this. Now again I am filling this. Now after this I will, because it is 3, it is having 1 capacity, 1 liter capacity, so that 1 liter will be taken from this. So the 3 has become 2 now. This I will empty, this 2 liter will be poured into this 4 liter. Now it becomes a 4 and a 2 and a 0. So the target has been achieved. So this is the one solution. Another solution is like this. You take the 4 gallon jar. Instead of 3, you make it full. You empty this. This is rule number 1. You take this from water 4 liter to 3 liter. Now it has filled till 3 because it is the capacity. Now 1 liter is remaining here. So what you do is you empty this 3. Then you try to pour the 4 liter water into this 3 liter. Now again you fill the 4 liter. Okay. Now you empty the you fill this to the maximum. It is poured with 2 liters will be is the filling amount. The remaining will be 2. So now we are left with 2 liters in the first jar. Anything in the 3 liter jar is accepted. So this was what your water jug problem was. So it can be explained in this. So this was the second solution. This was the third solution. Likewise, we can have as many solutions to this this thing, water jug problem. So thank you.